Jerome Calderone. Currently I'm program supervisor / principal at Oak Lawn Campus School. My dad built that house on 9th and Taylor, him and some of his buddies, and he came over on a boat from Italy in 1948, not knowing how to speak English, not having a trade, a second grade education, and he ends up becoming an electrician. I didn't go to Mishawaka High School, but I grew up in Mishawaka in the heart, West End. All my friends in the summertime were kids that went to Mishawaka schools. There was always something to do. The values I learned from living in the West End, you had a mixture of some Italians there, and you had a lot of Belgians. The people in that community that I grew up in, you're talking people like Woody Emmons and a lot of good role models of what you want to do later on in life. After graduating from Bethel College, I ended up down at Lafayette Central Catholic High School for a year, and then I had an opportunity to come back. After that first year, I started teaching, coaching up here in the Catholic school system at St. Joe and Marion. Kept maneuvering, ended up in Mishawaka High School as the head basketball coach and attendance coordinator. And then a real good friend of mine and kind of a mentor during that time was a guy by the name of Max Eby, who was the vice principal. He said, Jerome, he said, trust me, you're not going to want to coach the rest of your life here. And if you want to stay in Mishawaka, he says, you may want to start your administrative program. And I did. Started IUSB because what he told me was gospel. Things just kind of took off from there. When Max Eby calls and says, hey, Jerome, I'm retiring. That vice principal job's open. Would you be interested in it? And I said, yeah, I think I would be. When I got the principal's job, I'm thinking, holy smokes, I don't know if I'm ready for something to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm ready to become a principal of a building. I enjoyed my job as associate. I thought I had the best job in the country. As I look back, that's probably one of the proudest moments, was being the principal of Mishawaka High School. A lot of responsibilities. You got to take care of your teachers, you got to take care of your kids, you got to be at this event on Monday night, this event on Tuesday night. It was a lot, but something I took great pride in. If you want these kids to run a mile, you got to walk with them first. That's always been my philosophy. If you can't build relationships, build a connection with these kids, how you got to ask them to go the extra mile when they got to make up work in a classroom in order to go from an F to a C. I would say Mishawaka is a community that's based on friendships, it's based on loyalty, it's based on hard work. I feel like I've been very fortunate. My experience here was magnificent.